No, Bobby, yeah, it's a while. I think in the last 3 games he scored now 4 times, right? Is it like this? And before that it was a little bit like, I don't know exactly how, but he didn't score that often. And journalists tell me then Bobby Firmino didn't score for a while. And I don't even realize when I think about Bobby, I don't think about scoring. I think about how important it is. So we had a little talk, and I told him, because he looked, first time since I know him, a little bit concerned about that fact. And I told him that I'm not interested in that number, just like this, because he's the connector for our team. He's so important for us. He's not the only one who can play the position, but he can play the position in a very special way. I really think the job Nuno is doing there is incredible. With all the European League stress. I think in the beginning of the season they realized a little bit, oh, that's different. But now they're settled completely. They're again, Jimenez, Jota scoring again. Had to change a little bit the last line to last year. Bennett and Bowley are not playing consistently, so they had to change there, but they have good options there.
That's what football's about. You know, you're not going to have it all your way all the time. And like I said, right up until this point, we've been terrific, you know, second in the league and into the semi-final of a cup competition. And that's where the manager comes in, just to, you know, install that belief. You know, you've got to go back to your basics again. You know, when you lose games like tonight, go back to your basics, work hard, get your aggression back in your game and play your football. And that's what I look to do, give them that confidence back. I think for us, there's that perspective. We know where we are. You know, I think this is an incredible club that's based on the reality, and like I say, because we've done so well in this opening period of the season, then it's, like I said, it's catapulted us into this race with these 2 super clubs now, you know. But we're a club that's developing and improving. We've got talents, and those talents have been really tested in these last couple of games. The excitement is that we can get better, and over the course of the next numbers of seasons, of course, we want to improve the squad and keep developing. If that's in January, great. If it's not, we'll continue to push on for the second part of the season.
Of course, when we lose the support of this stadium, it will be more difficult. At Newcastle, the atmosphere will be really tough, but the spirit of the team is the same. I saw the spirit that the players showed today in the game. I saw the spirit in the training session. So we have to keep the same spirit, and after that, it will be more difficult, above all, for the fact that we have only 2 days to recovery, but it will be the same for Newcastle. So there are no advantage or disadvantage. But of course, I have to take care of my players, and maybe the player that didn't play today has more possibility to play Saturday.
In one of the seasons in Italy, after the Calciopoli, when Juventus was relegated, some other teams, they were not relegated, but they start the season with -10, with -6, depending on the dimension of how involved they were. But some teams, they start with -10, with -12, with -6, with -8. And basically, you go to the end of that season, and you could see how affected these teams with the minus, they were affected by the minus. I started with -12 in here. -12. With -12, you have to recover 12 points. It's a lot of points. You can tell me, okay, a couple of days ago, you were -3, and we had the chance to go for 0. And you are right. But the problem is that during the recovery process, you are not going to win all the time. And the other guys are not going to lose all the time. So it's very difficult to be 12, 9, 8, 7, 6, 0. It's very difficult to recover a distance of 12 points. But if we are there, if we are in contact, we are in contact. And in this moment, we are -3. Probably in a couple of hours, we are -6 again. We have to try to be there. To be there. I think if we start next season, and we start next season, of course, everybody with the same number of points, is a different story. But now it's hard, and the players, they feel it. The players, they feel it. So it's not easy, but we go for it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.